Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the All Sports Focus podcast. We are back here with the post-week 4 of the NFL and post-week 5 of college football. But today we're strictly going to be talking about some NFL. We're going to do this quarterly throughout the season. So after 4, after 8, after 12, you get the gist. We're going to be doing a tier list today. It's just me, Ryan, and Pap. Troy should be joining us shortly, but say what's up, fellas.
What's up?
If you can't tell, this is obviously the most consistent 3. I would say the big 3. But Sean is out fighting fires, and Garrett is in Africa right now. So Garrett's a newlywed, newly married. So we want to say our congratulations. We want to say our congratulations to Garrett and his new wife Megan. So we're happy for them, and we hope Garrett enjoys his honeymoon. But before we hop into the tier list here, we're going to cue the intro. All right, so here we go. Today we're going to be doing a tier list. If you guys don't know what a tier list is, this is what a tier list is. We've got 6 kind of boxes, I would say. Number 1, pick contention, top 10 pick contention, missing playoffs, playoff teams, deep in the playoffs, and then obviously the best of the best, the Super Bowl favorites. But first off, I want to touch on some big news, I would say, in the NFL over the past couple days, because I feel like injuries are just piling up as of now. Obviously, my heart is broken because our number 1 wide receiver, Malik Neighbors, tore his ACL. He's out for the year. Can we please get rid of the turf at MetLife? Please, John Mara. Let's get some grass. Don't want to talk too much about it. Makes me depressed. But Jackson Dart is the GOAT. He is the savior. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say before I spew off. Lamar Jackson is out for 2 to 3 weeks with a hamstring. Was out with a hamstring injury. Tyreek Hill with a very nasty injury last night. Could we have seen the last of Tyreek Hill? That is a very big possibility, just with how nasty that injury was. And then lastly, something I saw today that I sent to the group chat. Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
At his age, being almost 32 years old with that catastrophic of a knee injury, I mean, you're probably going to be looking at least 12 months, if not 15. So that puts you halfway into next season. At the earliest kind of return time. So that's gonna be a tough one to come back from career-wise, and he's getting close to contract here with the Dolphins, and I don't see them committing much more money to him in a limited status, and there's plenty of other players that other teams could trade for that aren't him.
Yeah, I don't really. It's kind of tough to say right now, but we're sending prayers to Tyreek Hill, and hopefully he can return. He's a great electric player when he's on the field. So hopefully that's not the last we've seen of Tyreek Hill. And then lastly, sent to the group chat today, Dylan Gabriel hasn't been made official, I don't believe. But all signs are pointing towards him getting the start in week 5 over Joe Flacco. So, some interesting things around the league. I wouldn't doubt it if the Browns are looking at trading for a quarterback or signing a different quarterback, because I don't think the Jake Browning experiment is going to last much longer.
You mean Bengals?
Bengals, you mean? Bengals, sorry, Bengals. Yes, Bengals. But yeah, with that being said, we're going to hop into the tier list here. We're just going to go team by team, and I think this one starts off pretty easy for us, doesn't it?
Number 1 pick.
Throw it right in the number 1 pick content. I think the first 2.
Yes.
Pap, you agree? I think they're both right there. It's kind of tough with the build up.
I think we have to put the Jets before the Dolphins.
Yeah, I would honestly be more okay with saying the Dolphins in top 10 pick, just because I feel like they're going to win a couple games. They played the Bills close. Obviously beat the Jets, but obviously the Jets are number 1 pick contention. I don't think we need to argue about that.
The Titans, Cam Ward said, you saw that press conference, they're pretty bad too.
Okay, can we talk about statistically that Will Levis had a better start to his career than Cam Ward has?
Yeah, but I'm
But
going to
we
be
know.
honest.
But we know.
Cam Ward's wide receivers, I think, have infinite butterfingers. Like, I literally don't think it's possible for them to
Okay,
catch the
but
ball.
who did Will Levis have to start
Calvin
in
Ridley.
Tennessee? Let's not act like okay, but he was suspended for a year of that for
Yeah,
gambling.
that's true. I mean, but we can all agree that Cam Ward is a better quarterback than Will Levis.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
love Will Levis. I have his jersey. He's a Kentucky boy, but he had his opportunities and he blew it. He got benched for Mason Rudolph last year. That's how you know he was in the dumps. All right. Staying on this, we're going with the Ravens. We're just going to go team by team. The Ravens are a tough one right now, especially with the Lamar injury. They're 1-3. Um, I would still say they're a playoff team, in my opinion. Um, I can't put them
Yeah,
in
I
these.
think playoff team,
Yeah.
considering I think their defense has given up close to 40 points a game over the first few weeks. Like they really haven't been able to stop anything whatsoever. His safety play has been horrendous. Derrick Henry has had ball control issues. Uh, I don't see them unless they make a big turnaround defensively, magically getting a deep playoff run or Super Bowl favorites just with the way they look right now. And Lamar being out 3 weeks with them already 1-3, you could potentially see a 1-6 Ravens team rolling into our next tier list. And we are talking about them not even making the playoffs.
Very, very possible. All right, moving on here. Another AFC North team. Pap, do you agree with the Ravens in the playoff team category before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, now with Lamar out, you almost could slide them one down, but they find a way.
Yeah.
Who's their backup?
Cooper Rush.
Who's their backup? Oh
It is,
wow,
yeah, Cooper Rush.
yeah, they might be in the number
I
one
like
pick
them in
contention
playoff
now.
teams. I think they're still a good team. I think so. I mean, they
I think in the AFC North, it's not impossible for them to get end up as the second team. I think the Steelers are the favorite now in the AFC North. But with the Browns sucking and the Bengals missing Joe Burrow, I think they come in as the second team in the North.
All right. The Cincinnati Bengals. I personally think they're a top 10 pick contention.
Indeed.
Defense is not very good at all, and Jake Browning is not very good. This team just looks lost. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I don't think we see Joe Burrow again this season. Even if he does get cleared to come back towards later December, they shut him down for the year and hold him out, and they just tank for a higher draft pick.
Yeah. All right. The Denver Broncos. Playoff team?
Maybe?
I don't think they're not a
I don't
missing
know. I
playoff
mean,
team. They've had a tough. You got to think their two losses are to the Colts and to the Chargers. Two very good teams.
yeah, that's true. I
I
would
think they're a
say
playoff
playoff
team. They're in a
team.
tough division too. But I mean, I think Bo Nix kind of battled a little sophomore year slump start of the year. Kind of got over it. I think they're a playoff team, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
J.K.
All
Dobbins
right.
looks good.
Yeah, he does. He looks very good. I I hope he can find a stable home for his career since he dealt with so many injuries at the beginning. But I mean, he's a stud. All right, the New York Giants. Like I said, Jackson Dart is a very good quarterback. At least he looked so from 1 week. But I still think they're in the number one pick contention. I'm going to say that as a fan just because of their schedule that they have. This week against the Saints is basically the only easy game they have left. I don't know
Sure.
about you guys. Do you guys agree?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would say that's a fair statement, unfortunately.
I think the future looks good, though. I think Jackson Dart looked very good. Cam Scatterbo, when Malik Neighbors can get healthy. It looks good, but just the NFL screwed us over and gave us the number one hardest schedule in the league this year for not a good team. So, the Minnesota Vikings. Carson Wentz has looked decent at quarterback.
Missing playoffs.
You think missing playoffs?
I think they're gonna miss the playoffs. I think they're just like
Yeah.
I just can't see it
Yeah.
just right now. Obviously, they're gonna end up probably right around that third and maybe even fourth if things go sideways for them. I can't really see a spot exactly for them because I think the NFC looks good this year overall. So, yeah.
I think there's a chance where they could end up fourth place in the NFC North if the Bears can kind of keep trending upwards. I think those will be the 3 and the 4, my opinion. All right,
Yeah,
the
I would
LA
agree.
Rams. My guy Sean McVay. This might be a little
I think it's a
biased.
deep playoff team.
I think this is a Super Bowl favorite team, in my opinion.
Hell no.
You don't think so?
No, I think they're deep in the playoff.
Their one loss is
No,
to the best team in the league, the Eagles, who blocked 2 field goals.
they're not. In my opinion, I just don't think they're deep enough. Offensively, I don't think they're deep enough. Yeah, they have Puka. Puka looks like the offensive player of the year by a long shot. But wait till you got, I mean, you're going to get in those playoffs. You got Eagles shut down defense. They look good on defense. Packers look good on defense. I mean, you even could say the
Well,
Bucks look pretty
not anymore.
solid too. Yeah, but um,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna say deep
I
in
can, I
playoffs.
can, I can get on the side of that. Ryan, you agree with that one?
Yeah, I think deep playoffs. NFC, I think the field is a little bit stronger, so you got to be a little more selective with who you go Super Bowl favorites coming from the NFC side.
Mm-hmm. All right, the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think we put them in the
I think
same spot.
I think
I
another
don't know.
deep playoff.
I don't know though, because like they obviously they look good, but let's look at their wins. They barely escaped the Jets. They hung in there with the Eagles, like, but at the same time, Eagles are that second half choking needs to be studied because they done it twice in a week, twice the last 2 weeks. Who else did they? Who else did they beat? The Falcons. They shouldn't.
The
That should have gone to
Texans.
overtime. The Texans. They barely won.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about. I mean, they keep it close. These teams aren't very good, and you could
Yeah.
even say that that's one play away in each of those games from turning into a loss and being a 1-3 team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
agree
but
with that.
my counter to that too though is really no team has blown out bad opponents. Like arguably the biggest win this season was the Seahawks over the Saints, and we're not saying that the Seahawks are Super Bowl favorites by any means. I mean, the Eagles have kept it close with a lot of teams they should have blown out. The Bills have kept it close with a lot
I
of
was about to
teams they
say the
should have
Bills
blown
kind of
out.
kept it close with the Saints.
I know that was close. No, who hasn't kept it
That
close
wasn't
with
a
any
blowout.
teams besides the Lions losing to Packers, they've blown out. I guess they haven't
You mean
broken
when they got
records.
blown out by the Packers?
But then they blew out the Bears and they blew out. I guess you could say they blew out the Cowboys in that second half. I mean,
All right, let's just talk
not
about the
Cowboys.
Lions since they're up next, anyways. What do we think?
Super Bowl favorite. I think they're better than the Rams. And
Yeah,
also,
I
like,
would
Ryan,
say Super Bowl favorite, I think, from the NFC side, yeah.
I think that offenses look good.
it's so weird how the NFL is this year. I was talking about it earlier with my roommate Teddy, and I just think it's like weird because like yeah, Packers blew us out. They lose to the Browns. We beat the Browns. The Giants beat the Chargers. Chargers beat the Chiefs. It's like all these like bunch of like just games that just obviously don't add up. But obviously it's just like this is a year where I could say it's anyone's year in that like from that playoff team to Super Bowl favorite in a way. Just because maybe I think the Eagles are kind of the outcast and the Bills are the outcast. But yeah, I think there's just a good separation between good and bad teams this year, but those good teams are all really close.
All right, moving on to the Chicago Bears, another NFC North team. I think we put them right by the other NFC North team and missing playoffs.
I would agree.
Sorry, my thing was lagging. I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. The San Francisco 49ers. Ooh, it's kind of a weird one.
Either missing playoff or playoff team.
I think they missed the playoffs. That's just me though.
I think they're a missing playoff team.
I think so.
I think the Seahawks and the Rams are better than them, personally. I think they're
I think the
third
Cardinals are
place.
going to give them a run for their money.
I think they're a third place team in their division. So, I mean, they did not look good against the Jags. And I think the Jags have a very good defense. But, I mean, you look at the teams that Mac Jones beat as starters. I mean, as a starter, he beat the Saints. Who was the other team he beat? It's another bad one, I believe. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Can't
The
remember.
Cardinals? It was the Cardinals? Yeah, it was the Cardinals.
Yeah, it was the Cardinals.
So, I mean, but I still think the Seahawks and the Rams are better than them. So, you're not going to make the playoffs as a third team in your division and not really winning any other big games. All right. This one's obvious. Super Bowl favorite. Not really much need to be said about that one. Can we all agree and just move on?
Yep.
All right. Las Vegas Raiders.
10.
Top
I think this
10
is top 10.
contention.
I mean, Geno Smith has not looked good at all. He's looked.
Saw somebody called him Genocide Smith.
You're canceled.
I mean, he is
That's
just
probably the
like
worst thing that's ever been said on this podcast.
he's just like
Yeah,
chucking up
okay.
picks left and right. Not much need to be said about the Raiders. All right, the Green Bay Packers. I would have comfortably put them in Super Bowl favorites until the loss to the Browns and the tie to the Cowboys. So,
I think
are we
they're a
thinking deep in
deep
playoffs
playoff
still?
team.
I think they're still a deep in playoff team.
Yeah. I think this had a rough 2 weeks, but yeah, I think
they're better than these three teams right here. I think they're better than those three teams right there. So, all right, the Washington Commanders. Think of Jaden Daniels when he is healthy.
Still miss the playoffs.
They're in one of these two. I think deep in playoffs though. They're a team that went to the NFC Championship last year, and I think their team got better. So,
and I mean, obviously,
you guys think deep in playoffs or just a playoff team?
Oh, I just can't do that at all. I was thinking more towards the mixed playoff, just because, in my opinion, I said it before the season.
Wow.
I said it before the season. That was one of my hot takes that they missed the playoffs, and obviously, what's the record right now? 2-2. They're 2-2. I think I think their team's better overall, but I say we can put them in the playoffs, but that's just like maybe. I don't know. Maybe some crap happens down the road, but Jaden Daniels obviously is a great quarterback, and he's one of the best in the league. But I don't know when is he back? What is he back in a?
I don't know if
week?
he's back this week yet. They haven't really said anything yet on an exact timeline. But Ryan, playoff team or missing playoff team?
I think they're a playoff team. I'm just concerned about how far they can go in the playoffs because you're relying on Deebo Samuel, who has shown an aptitude for getting hurt quite often. Your run game has been pretty much non-existent, and defense has been very hit or miss. And missing Jane Daniels for such a long period of time, I think, hurts you. And playing in the same division as the Eagles, I think is a rough one to try to continue on down the road.
All right, the Arizona Cardinals. I think they're a missing playoff team.
I agree.
I don't think they're as bad for a top 10 pick contention, but I don't think they're good enough to be a playoff team.
Yeah, they're missing playoffs.
Yeah, they're not going to make the playoffs, but they're not as bad to be a top 10 pick contention. All right, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're a playoff team.
I think so. I think, like I said earlier, they win the AFC North.
Yeah, I don't think they're good enough to be in this deep in playoff. But they're a playoff team. They're that 9-8, 10-7 team. All right, nice and easy for this next one. They're a Super Bowl favorite. The AFC leader favorite, whatever you want to call them, as of now, pretty obviously. Congrats, Ryan. This is the Bills' year to do it, it looks like. So, hoping for some success. All right,
Dude,
the Atlanta
knock on wood.
Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons. This is another interesting one.
I think they're missing playoffs,
They're
honestly.
missing the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't see them as a playoff team. That 30-0 Panthers loss. Like, yeah, the teams have some bad weeks, but that was like over the top bad, in my opinion.
The NFC South is not putting in two teams
to
the playoffs, and the Bucs are already the one.
Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious. All right, the Seattle Seahawks. I think this is a competition between deep in playoff and playoff teams, in my opinion. I've liked what I've seen so far from the Seahawks, but I'm leaning more towards a playoff team.
Yeah, probably a playoff team.
Yeah, I just don't have a ton of trust in Sam Darnold to be a deep into the playoffs, take you to the NFC Championship type of guy.
Mm-hmm. Completely agree. The New England Patriots. I think they're a missing playoff team.
Yeah,
Drake May
I think they'll end up being second.
But I think just a weak AFC East is going to allow them to be kind of close along the lines.
Yeah, I think they'll end up being second in the AFC East after the Bills. And so they end up close, but probably a little over 500, around 500, just missing.
All right. This next one's pretty easy. Number 1 pick contention, or do we think top 10 pick?
Number 1 pick.
Here's the thing, though.
Top
This
10.
defense might
Top 10.
carry them to be a top 10 pick. Because the
Maybe
defense
Dylan Gabriel's
statistically
good.
has been the number 1 defense in the NFL through 4 weeks. I think top 10
yeah, I
pick,
think they're
honestly,
top
just
10.
because of the win over the Packers.
Wait till Shedeur gets
Yeah,
in
I would
there.
agree.
They'll be creeping up to the playoffs.
Okay, that's just not going to happen. I think the Texans are in the same boat. I think top 10 pick.
Agreed.
Kind of sucks, but
That is a team we will be having a nice, lengthy conversation about at some point on one of these podcasts, because what has happened to the Houston Texans? That's a big question mark. Do we agree top 10 pick there for them?
yeah.
For sure.
Sure. All right. The Kansas City Chiefs. I still have to my opinion, I still think they're a deep in playoff team. It's Mahomes and Andy Reid and the playoffs.
They made the playoffs. I think they already qualify for a deep in playoff team.
Yeah.
There's like that's what
I don't
they're built
think
for. I mean,
we can put them in Super Bowl. Yeah. I don't think we can put them in Super Bowl favorites yet. But I think that Giants game kind of helped them just kind of get back on track a little bit. And I think the offense really clicked against the Ravens. I think they'll keep getting better and better. And as Rashee Rice comes back and Xavier Worthy's healthy now, I think they'll just keep getting better. So I got them in deep in playoffs. Ryan?
I'll be completely honest. I was 100% ready for you guys to say Super Bowl favorites, and I was going to have my points to say deep playoff run. And you guys shocked me, I have to say. I agree with it being deep playoff run. I think, like you said, it's still that matchup there, but there's been a lot more question marks, I think, than any other season, even the 2021 season. And so, there's definitely still some kind of red flags there to potentially try to work through. And the record kind of shows that being 2-2. Are they 2-2 or 3-1? No, they're 2-2, right?
2-2, yep.
So, I mean, I do think this is the year that they don't win the AFC West, but you can never count them out in the playoffs for sure. I mean, unfortunately.
All right, the Dallas Cowboys. I think they're a missing playoff team. I think Dak Prescott's look good. Defense looks terrible. But I don't think they're good enough to put them in top 10 pick. 7 from each conference.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10,
7
12.
from each conference.
12. And I'm just doing the math here. Oh, yeah, that's good. We're in a good spot.
Yeah. All right. Not much to say about them. Los Angeles Chargers had an ugly loss to the New York Giants this last weekend. But what do you guys think?
I'll be
they're
honest,
obviously in the playoffs.
I think they're a playoff team. I think they win the AFC West, but I don't think they have what it takes to go deep into the AFC playoff run.
Pap, agree?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty confident to say deep in playoff before last week, but I was that's Justin Herbert's downside is he ain't a playoff quarterback. But who knows? Put him in playoff.
And they have no offensive line, so they play a team with a good pass rush like the Giants do. Stuff like that happens. All right. The Carolina Panthers, top 10 pick contention.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Falcons win was kind of a fluke. I just, for them to turn around and get absolutely mollywopped by the Patriots the following week, it doesn't really make sense to me. So, yeah. I think this next one's pretty easy. Number 1 pick contention. Yes?
For sure.
Not much to say. Indianapolis Colts. See,
deep in the freaking playoffs.
The conference battle between these two teams. No, I think the conference battle division battle between these two teams is going to be a little bit closer than people think. Because I think Daniel Jones's kind of Linsanity run might be coming a little bit slower to an end. They played the Rams really close. I think if they didn't drop that freaking touchdown, whatever the fumbled out of the back of the end zone, whatever they did, they should have won. Do we think deep in playoff? I think that might be a little too early to say.
I think through 4 weeks,
team for now.
Through 4 weeks, I think it's completely right to say deep in playoff because they should have beat the Rams. What was it? Adonai Mitchell's a dumbass. Sorry. I mean, obviously they got that penalty for that kick, but I think they're deep in playoff. I think that Linsanity run, it's gonna last the whole season, and I can't wait to watch Andy watch that game.
You're gonna be there too.
Yeah, shit. Maybe.
All right, screw it. We're gonna put them in deep in
Caps got-
playoff. We are doing the tier list through 4 weeks. I think through 4 weeks they're a deep in playoff team.
That's fair.
Jacksonville Jaguars, I think they're a playoff team. Their defense looks very good. I think if Trevor Lawrence will stop turning the ball over, I think they'll be a little bit closer. Do you guys agree?
I would agree.
Pap, you agree with that last one?
I agree, yeah.
All right.
We're
So this is our final tier list here. It's our final tier list here. Ryan will obviously focus in on this one. But let us know your guys' thoughts in the comments and everything like that. Hopefully my Riverside will stop glitching out. Sorry, guys. We had about 4 takes. So if it's kind of spotty at some points, that's because Canvas Apartments Wi-Fi is pretty freaking terrible. But yeah.
Got internet.
Ryan, Pat, you guys got anything else? I know. You guys got anything left to say?
Go Lions. Go Josh Allen, not Bills. Go Josh Allen. And Aiden Hutchinson is now the favorite to win the depoy. So I'm
He
excited.
would have won
for
it
that.
last year if he stayed healthy. So, Ryan?
It's going to be an interesting game on Sunday. Rooting the Giants come to town against New Orleans. Andy and Sean come to town. We're going to be going to the Caesars Superdome on Sunday for the noon game. Get to see Jackson Dart in person and see whether he's for real or not. So we'll keep you guys posted next week as we get into next week's episode.
You'll see some clips and stuff, but hopefully if we're able to beat the Chargers, we can beat the Saints. That should be the thought process. But we're still the New York Giants, so you never know. Happiness never lasted very long because I knew Mike Neighbors' ACL was cooked. Sign Odell, please. Bring him back home.
Sacrifice.
We need a freaking wide receiver.
Sacrifice.
All right.
The sacrificial lamb.
I know, it really seems like that was like we finally get a freaking quarterback and then our star wide receiver tears his ACL. You know what sucks? That was on a free play too. It was an offside. It was an offsides by the Chargers, and Jackson Dart just threw up a free play jump ball. And of course,
Cam
Robinson time.
Speed running CTE. He's literally speed running. He leads with his head.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. He's actually he's going to lose all of his brain cells by the end of his sophomore season.
He will probably be in the league for 5 years, but he's going to make it a very countable 5 years. All right. We appreciate you guys for listening. Go check out the YouTube. Go check out the Spotify. Check out the merch site, the Instagram, everything. Ryan's got the new graphic shirts on. We've got those in shirts. We got 2 colors. We kind of got the off-white and the white. And then we have in hoodies, we have the other logo on the back in blue, and gosh, I think there's like a tan color, and then in the other one we've got white, we've got gray, we've got a tan. I mean, we've got everything you can think of. So go check out the merch site as well, and we appreciate you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.